IKAAÁV SIKUKUN, and you back for ice bridges.
Since January of 2019, Vince Schaeffer of Kotzebue, Alaska, took charge of gathering data using a CTD, an acronym for conductivity, temperature, and depth, as well as doing ice and snow measurements at 2 ice mass balance sites. I had the opportunity to follow the team out on the sea ice on April 5th of 2019, just in front of Kotzebue, and interviewed Vince about his process for collecting data using the CTD, as well as hearing about what kind of information it records. The Kotzebue 440, popular dog team races, were occurring at the same time, but that didn't stop the team from taking last-minute measurements and taking down the equipment before too much melt might drift away our equipment that had been lodged into the sea ice since early January of that year. Normal climate conditions would have given the team much more time to collect data, but we adapt and research what we can when it's safe to do so.
Each one does the same function. I turned the app on. I'm going to try to lower this down halfway just to get a temperature. And then after about 10 or so seconds of soaking, I'll lower it all the way down. And at the same time, I could see which way the current's going. So either way it's going, I'm gonna pull it from the opposite direction so it doesn't snag up. And then I'm gonna pull it as steady as I can out so that it'll get kind of a good reading coming back up. We just did our first drop. So this is the other CTD checker. This is the Castaway. But you just turn her on and it gets a satellite signal. There's 4 little windows right here. One of them is the CTD. So I'm gonna hit it. And now it's now looking for a connection from the satellite. It's on a blinking red light, and we'll wait for a solid green before we'll activate the Castaway. So now I'm gonna activate it, and it'll have a 5-second little time clock for me to dump her in and get a reading. But I'm gonna put it in above the surface again to get the above temperature for 10 seconds. And then I'm gonna drop it all the way in. So it reached. So now I'm gonna do a steady backwards action again to get a reading. So we just did a cast with the small CTD. So now I'm gonna end the Castaway. It has its little indicators of longitude, latitude, depth, and duration. So it's 10.96 meters deep. We have a successful read. So now I'm gonna hit home and then power off.
Vince continues to collect CTD observations in Kotzebue Sound in a partnership with a project called the Alaska Arctic Observatory and Knowledge Hub, which helps strengthen the legacy of the IKAAÁVIK SIKUKUN project.
IKAAÁVIK SIKUKUN, and you back for ice bridges.